Hi everyone, it's been a lazy Wednesday. It's felt like a Sunday and I'm not sure why. I think it's because I was so productive yesterday that my body decided to not be productive today. Yeah, that's also my fault. So today's video we are going to talk about rock tumbling. So this is my rock tumbler. It's dirty because I'm currently using it. I'm actually currently fixing it. This part right here, there's a little thick piece of rubber that actually is supposed to adhere to this, and it has come off and it's causing it comes off, and so it won't tumble. This, which is also dirty, like I said, because it's being used. This is the barrel that you use, and I have my rocks in there. I have a lot of rocks in there, so this is going to take forever and eternity. But that's what rocks look like in the middle of their tumbling. I'm going to show you the different stages of them being tumbled. And if you're going to do rock tumbling, it's not a very expensive investment type of hobby. Makeup can get into priciness. Model airplanes, model cars, model train sets, those things become pricey. Things like that, those are pricey habits. But rock tumbling is not a very pricey thing if you want to get into it. I don't know how much my rock tumbler cost. I got it as a Christmas present a couple of years ago. But on Amazon, they have them for about $30, new or used. All the listings are about $30, so that's not terribly expensive. And it comes with your rock tumbling unit, the barrel, and it also comes with some rocks to tumble and the grit and some jewelry making pieces. The refill kit that I got, which I did get off of Amazon, was only $9.30, and all it comes with is a bag this big full of rocks, and I have some rocks in here that I didn't tumble. It comes with the materials you need to tumble with. It comes with some glue, and it also comes with some jewelry making pieces. So what you do is you start off with a rock that is called a rough rock. So I will show you what a rough rock looks like. This is what the rocks look like rough. Just very unexciting. This is what the inside looks like. I broke mine so that I could see the colors. Because when you break open the rocks, you can kind of guess what the colors will end up looking like. So if you can, I don't know how well you can see, but that kind of has a green and black tint to it. So rocks that end up like that usually end up looking like this after they're polished. All the green comes out. You can see all the little white rivets. I don't know how well you can see the white rivets. And some of the brown slits get speckled in there. This is a quartz, pink and calcite and white quartz. And those tend to end up looking somewhat like this. This one had just a little bit of pink. This is another, you can probably see the green better in this one, I hope. Maybe this one. You can definitely see the green in this one. So those ones all end up looking really, really pretty. Well, they all end up looking pretty. This is what a white rock starts out looking like. And they usually come out like this. Now, personally, I mean, I think this looks pretty, but I personally like the white rocks just as they are. In real life, they're very, very pretty looking. I prefer that, or I prefer naturally smoothed, not polished by a tumbler kit. But this does look nice, and that's what the inside of one looks like. I was curious. Now, They start out really rough looking, like I showed you, and this is how they come out. Now, to get to this point, like where you can get it places, it takes a long time. It's not, you have to have patience for a rock tumbler. It doesn't take a lot of effort, and it doesn't take a lot of your time, personally. It takes a lot of waiting time, but in a way that's kind of good because it's a hobby that you don't have to invest a lot of money in. You don't have to invest a lot of your personal time into. You can, how much you put into it is, totally your thing. But what you do to start out is you take your rough rocks and you put them into the barrel, and then you have to add grit to it. So I will show you the grit. You have rough grit, which is what this looks like. It almost looks like pencil shavings, this one. And this is step 1, and you can see there, coarse grit. So you pour that into there, you mix a little water in it, and then you just let it tumble. And you let it tumble, and the longer you let it tumble, the longer the rocks will scrape against each other, scrape against the grit, and it will smooth it out. So, after a short while of tumbling, this is a partially tumbled rock. So that's what it looks like. I cleaned this one off to show you guys. So as you can see, it's not as rough looking as, much smoother. The edges are not sharp. This one has sharp edges, and this one does not. It still has that edge look, but it's much smoother, and you can see more of that shiny, pretty underneath. And there's some grit stuck in that little crevice there. I think that's cute. Not cute, but amusing. And then after a while, depending on how long you let that go, because what it does is it speeds up the weathering process by a lot. And it brings out this smoothed color. Then what you do is you rinse them off a little bit, not a whole lot, but you rinse them off a little bit to get that grit, the coarse grit, off of them. And then you go into the medium grit, which really finishes off the smoothing process. It does any final bits to it. This looks like shimmery gray eyeshadow. That's what it looks and feels like. It looks like if you tapped off a brush of makeup, and it has that crumbled or maybe a gray pigment kind of look and feel to it. Don't recommend putting this on your eyes though. That's dangerous. Don't do that. And then after you do that, your rocks will start to look like this. This is a more tumbled rock. I'm not going to finish tumbling this one because I thought that this looked really cool just like this. And to finish off, and you have to do this for a long time, a couple months. Just let them tumble and tumble and tumble and tumble and tumble and tumble and tumble, 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 tumble. And then you change it out, let it tumble some more. And then you take this last step. This is just a fine, it looks like powdered sugar. And it is a white powder, and it is the third step with it, which is polish. So you polish with this, and this just does exactly what it says. It polishes. It gives you that final, smooth, shiny look. Kind of like when you buff your nails. That's kind of what it is. For people who are makeup people, it's like buffing your nails with one of those four-sided buffers to get that shiny shimmeriness. That's the process that's going on with the rocks. And it takes a while, like I said. It takes a bit of time on your part. Now, if your tumbler stops turning, something you want to check for is this little rubber piece may have come off. You may need to re-adhere that. Another thing to kind of be aware of is when you're tumbling. I was going to say something. My trains of thoughts just collided. Hold on. when they're tumbling, it's not super loud, but it's disturbing enough that you might want to turn it off during the day, which means you'll have to extend your time of tumbling. If it doesn't bother you, or you live somewhere where there's not a lot of neighbors you have to worry about, apartment buildings may have a harder time pulling the tumbler off. You'll have to put some foam or something around it to kind of lessen the rumble sound. But it's not super loud, but it's just noticeable as you get closer to it. So, yes. So that's what I had to tell you. And I hope you all enjoyed. Tell me your hobbies, because I think we should share. We're friends. We're YouTube friends.